Okay, this is another session of the Excel data analysis class. Now we want to look at how to import data. For example, I have the data in SQL, I have the data in Microsoft Access, or I have the data in any different application, and then I want to bring it to Excel to analyze. Excel is an analytical database management system. So I want to bring it to Excel to analyze, check, uh, create a dashboard for it, visualize it, use pivot charts and the rest. So here, when you check on the desktop, there is access. I think the file is not on it, but when you check on the desktop, there is a file which is an access file, which is available on the desktop. Now we want to import that data here in Excel, and how will you do it? Or if you have data somewhere else, you want to import it to Excel to analyze, how will you go about it? First, you click on the data tab. When you click on the data tab, there is a group that we call get and transform data. There is another topic too that we will look at, which is called data cleaning, where we use Power Query to retrieve the data or import the data, pass it through Power Query. Then we'll look at how we'll be able to clean the data, like refix it neatly so that we can get the accurate data that we need. So over here, there is a group called get and transform data. So when I click on the get and transform, there is from a file, we have from database, the SQL that we are about to learn. When we learn SQL Server, we will see how we'll be able to import data from it. We have Azure as well, we have the Fabric, Power Button, blah blah. We have online services, we have from other databases. Maybe I have Oracle, I have any other database that I want to retrieve. So any other database at all that I want to retrieve from is possible. So over here I want to retrieve data from Access, so I'll click on from database, then I'll click from Microsoft Access database. Now it will open my file explorer. Then I need to go to where I have the data. So the data here, this is called my business. So it's either you double click or you just click and then you click on imports. Once I click on imports, another interface will have to show. So it will say connecting. Now mostly this interface looks like this interface is where it will take you through where you have to clean the data and that sort. So here when I click student, that is inside the database, there is a table called students, and after selecting, when you check on the right side, you could see the columns in that table, right? So that means when I import, I'm going to have accurately, or I'm going to have the exact data here. So if I want to transform the data, that is what we call the cleaning, where it will take me to the Power Query side, where I'll be able to go through the data, check if there are some empty spaces, some empty columns that I don't need, that I want to check all of them. I will go through that process. So let's go transform data. Once I click on transform data, it's going to open the Power Query editor. Mostly, as I said, we use the Power Query for data cleaning, where we will check all the potholes or the ones that are not needed. Then we'll adjust them and then fix them neatly. So when you check the data that I have here, this data is accurate. There is no potholes or something. Everything is neat or cool as I need it. If let's say I wanted to extract part of this date of birth here, maybe get the dates and all that, it's possible. We will look at that in the Power Query side. So here we are trying to import data from a different source or from a different location to start working with it. Now, having done this, let me just click on my close and load. So you see automatically it will be loaded here. If I want to readjust it, well, I can expand to adjust everything neatly. This is my data here, that if I want to work with it, it will be very simple and possible, where I can add more features to it. If I want to calculate for date, age, anything at all that I want to do, everything will be possible. So I've been able to import data from Microsoft Access into Excel. When we start the SQL to that was why I was pushing for us to begin the SQL, because with the SQL to it will be possible for us to retrieve data from SQL and then place it here and then try to analyze it. So this is how data is being imported from different source into the Excel space.